Because if you left you there, you'd be in trouble.
Anyway, well then, where are we? We are in Paris. I'm in the Bentley Brooklands with Mr. Rob Fenn, and we are on our way to Retromobile because I am going to have a look at potentially a new investment. Now I've got the E21, I'm selling the Abarth, and I've got the S15 still, but it's getting to that point now where I've finally worked up a little bit of money and I'm thinking of maybe putting some money into a new investment. But what is a modern classic? What's coming up? There's stuff for sale, there's lots of things to see. And basically, apparently, if you are any sort of classic car nut, this is the show to go to. So I'm gonna have a wander around, look at loads of things I can't afford, and get to the end of the video and tell you I can't afford any of it. See what happens. French radio is great. What's that? What's that? What is that? What is it?
It's called.
What's it called?
The Arc de Triomphe.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's the Eiffel Tower. Rob basically doesn't have a clue where we are, what we're doing, and what that big sort of triangle thing is.
Triangle.
What I have noticed is that in Paris the traffic is terrible. And we are currently wafting around in the Brooklands, which is, how long is it? Do we have any stats?
It's 43 feet.
43 feet long. So essentially we are in a Sunseeker trying to get from A to B, and so far so good. We haven't actually knocked any of the corners off it yet.
Somehow, yeah.
Oh, somehow, I don't know. But I tell you what, if I come back to Paris and you know, I wouldn't drive. I'd just take a motorbike. Or is that more dangerous?
Yeah, Ferraris.
Ferraris. Oh, you can drive them. Woohoo! Ferrari. Is that California tea? Bonjour! No, tell you what is baller about this car though. We are rolling pillarless. Oh no, I didn't put the window all the way down. There we go. Rolling pillarless. Do you know what? I always wanted a pillarless car. I think it's an old Lincoln Town car where it's got like, you can have the windows all the way down in the middle as well.
I think also a Mercedes 280 SC you can coupe.
That's what I really want. Maybe like an old Mercedes. Would that be cheating? Would I be cheating on my E21 if I bought a Mercedes? Hey monsieur! Bonjour! Bonjour! Oh my god! This is the French equivalent of a merge. Basically, don't look, just keep going and assume that people are not going to drive into you.
Plate.
French spots. Nah, I'm not too keen on the wheels, but still RS6. Ah yes. Abarth friends. Look at that. She's clean, lovely, but no cigar for my one. Is bonjour a thing though?
No. Salut is high.
Salut. 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 Oh no. I will say one thing though for this car. One thing I will say is that the suspension is. I'm trying to do stuff here. The suspension is so good to the point where I've managed to put a full lip liner and lipstick on without drawing on my face. Now, for you guys that's not such a big deal, but spending my life never getting ready on time and having to do my makeup in cars, this is the first time I've been able to actively drive around in a car and do a full lip without, you know, doing my signature at my cheek. Good job, Bentley. Okay, seeing as we are stuck in the Retromobile entree traffic, I've been in the Brooklands now for a little over 12 hours, I would say, collective like time in here. It's quite a machine, isn't it? Not a car that I'm particularly familiar with because, you know, it's expensive and stuff. It's actually really lovely for a 2010 car. She's in mint condition, absolute barge, pillarless windows, amazing. I mean, it's getting a lot of looks as well. People are really enjoying it. But do you know what? One of my favourite things, apart from the fact that, you know, what is it? It's a big V8? Is it V8?
V8, 6.75.
There you go. Big lazy V8.
Twin turbo.
Twin turbo. Oh, so it's not lazy at all. It's just you're driving. One of my favourite things is this Alpine Hedge unit, and this comes as standard. And you even get like little pockets here to put the, you know, your little remote so you can do all your stuff. You've got a big CD changer. It reminds me of my dad's car when I was a kid, and he had like a 8 CD disc changer in the back. But Rob, anyway, give me the lowdown.
Right, so this is a Bentley Brooklands, which is the coupe version of the Azure. So it's a big old yacht of a thing where they hand brazed the roof on. It still has the original 6.75 litre V8 that you can trace back way back to sort of the 20s and 30s, but with 2 big old turbochargers on it.
Turbochargers.
Yeah, so a pretty costly car in its day, but a bit of a bargain nowadays, about 140k. So for me, this versus say a DB11 or something, this is the Continental Crusher to have.
Ah, well, this is the thing, isn't it? We're gonna have a look at when we get to Retromobile. Cars that were super mega expensive not that many years ago are now the depreciation can't even say that, is hitting them like an absolute train. So now is the time, if like me, you've been lucky enough to put some money aside and you want to put your money into something that could potentially appreciate in the future.
Word.
Now is the time, guys and girls. So that is essentially why I'm here. That's it really. Okay, quick update. So yeah, we're on the complete wrong side of the city. Ah, nips. So we're gonna make the hour journey. Yeah, you heard right. An hour journey whilst I'm doing the Waze this time because Rob can't be trusted. So we'll be at Retromobile in an hour.
See you then.
Okay, so we finally made it into Retromobile, thank God. So we're gonna have a quick whistle round, and we've moved our train, so I've got more stuff for you guys to look at, which is lucky because otherwise I'd have had about 15 minutes. Good job to the driver. Nah. Okay, number 1 on the can't afford list, XJ220. No. But very cool. Look at this. Okay, let's start with favourite one of the show. This lovely little lineup. But this is just wonderful. It's a 911 2.7 RS Touring. Ugh. It's got a little ducktail on the back. I really like this one. I can always spot an E21 a mile off. I mean, the other option is we just keep the E21 and just put, you know, a rally kit on it. This looks awesome. The first time I saw this car was when I was in Germany at the BMW museum, and I still love it just as much, but I just couldn't see me, you know, doing this to red. It'd be a bit sacrilege, but it just looks so cool. Okay, this is another option. We could go down the American route. 65s have been coming down in money all the time. Now this is a perfect example. So this is also 57,000 euros. But I reckon you could pick up, I had a look not that long ago, you could pick up a pretty ropey one and do it up for about 20 grand. This would be mint for East London in the summer, no? Keeping with the Mustang hype, so at home in our garage currently we have a 1973 Mach 1 Mustang which used to belong to my mum. This one's also a Mach 1 but it's a 70. This is a 351 Cleveland as well, just like ours, but this has been amazingly restored. And do you know what, like I've been on at my brother for ages to have a go and maybe do ours up, but this is absolutely mint. But I don't know how much money we've got to spend on it because ours is fairly rotten, I think. It's not a classic car show unless you see an E21, and this one's about 21,000 euros, but it's an 80 and also a 6-cylinder. I was never a big fan of this colourway though, but these are the wheels that my car's currently sat on. Do you prefer them? Do you know what, I prefer my BBS, 100%. Oh, Merlin's busy on the phone once more, but you see everyone's dressed normally, but he has come out with his full cricket whites. It looks like a Haymarket hoe. Bye. Have fun. So one of the reasons why I've been looking at another classic car is because it's a little bit of an allergic reaction. I see so many people putting finance on their super expensive supercars and they're just depreciating and everyone's just moaning about how much money they've lost. But if you were to put your money, even if you had to put a bit of finance in it with it as well, then that car is going to appreciate, and then you'll always have an asset which is kind of worth eventually more than you bought it for in the first place. So for people that, I don't know, like can't necessarily afford a supercar but want something nice that they can enjoy later on, and if you want to buy a house, which I will do at some point, then it's going to be maybe an easier option. But maybe I'm wrong, who knows? What do you think? Just as I was moaning that I couldn't find any 964s, and one appears, but it's also a turbo, and they are, yeah, they're money. But a 1992 C2 or even a C4 would be good, but they're around 35,000 I think now. But you see what I would do with it, I would put some lovely like Fuchs on it and then sort of lower it and do all that nice jazzy stuff, maybe put a little cage in it. I don't know, I'm dreaming now. Here is a really interesting point that I've just been pointed out on. Look at the price difference between one that is, say, not as done up, and then you look at one that has been done up. That is ridiculous, which shows you do actually need to really shop around. If you were to get one and to do it up, like, the residual values is insane.
They do a black series behind this as well.
So, if as dream car garages go, this is the absolute Mac Daddy. So this is an Evo 2 190e Cosworth. The thing is absolutely sick. Dogleg box, huge wing, 80s modern classic, I guess. But so much money now, they've kind of flown away along with the E30 M3s, but they're so good. My dad always used to tell me when I was a kid, if it doesn't have a price on it, it means you can't afford it. Okay, going back to the whole statement about cars that I can't afford, this 993 RSR, I believe? I think it is, but you'll probably tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but still, this looks like a RWB, but actually it was meant to be like this. It is so sick. Oh, you gotta love mag wheels, right? Looking at this, I am taking quite a bit of inspiration for the S15. This is exactly what I want to do. I want it stripped out with just a cage, all nicely painted, one colour inside, and then eventually put the plastic windows in with a little slide. It will look so good, but nice and simple. Nice little sequential box will go in mine though. Ugh. One of the reasons that I got the E21 when I was 21 years old was because I wanted a vintage car because it suited my personality, and do you know what, I love driving that thing around Shoreditch and just having a good laugh with it. And obviously I worry about it, but it's just not the same. It's a very different and special feeling that you get when you buy a classic car. So yeah, that's my sort of monologue as to if I was going to speak to a young buyer or someone who was really into their cars and was looking to get something really special, I'd say yeah, invest into a classic and you generate that relationship with it, really. I don't know, for me anyway, I'm talking personally, but I've had a quick look around already and everything is absolutely mint and amazing, but yeah, it's all rather expensive. But I've seen a couple of little Mercs that I like, 280 SLs. I'm thinking more, I don't know, maybe a convertible or maybe American, who knows. Maybe it's time for a 66 Nova. This would make it like the ultimate two-car red garage. Two red car garage. Got that all the kinds of, again, amazing, but okay, things that I've learned at Retromobile so far are there is a lot of very, very expensive nice metal out there that are being collected by people and kept in amazing condition. But it's also given me loads of sort of inspiration to get on with my car, because you know what, the BMW deserves to be looked after, and there are so many things out there that I could potentially buy. Now having a look round, there's been like a few Mustangs that I've been looking at, there's been a few sort of old German cars. I haven't completely decided on what I'm going to do yet, but all I know is that I want something that's as clean and sparkly as all the ones I've seen in here today. Now I'm gonna head back to London because it's probably gonna take me the next 19 hours and 50 days to get there because Rob's still driving. But hopefully, when we get there, I'll have some sort of idea about what I'm gonna do next. Catch you again next time.